What's up, everybody? I am Snickenhoff, and today we are back playing some more Tyranny. In the last episode, we finished off claiming the Spire here in Lithian's Crossing, and we're about to head out to go talk to the Voices of Narat, if I remember correctly. One thing I would like to do is see if I can sell some stuff to somebody. Maybe? Well, there's a bunch of merchants out here. We'll just go talk to one of them. Probably a better idea. Still not super in on the fact that the chorus have taken over Lithian's Crossing. And I do wonder if the Voices of Narat succeed in their plan to indoctrinate all of the tiers, if it'll be a lot harder for us to turn on them. It's a possibility. I also wonder if this loading screen is ever going to end. I was hoping it would end when I said that. Just was trying to get the game to prove me wrong, to make me look like a fool, maybe look silly, but not the case. Hey, there we go. There is a guy right here, as a matter of fact. Show me what you have for sale. Show me what you've got. Open this up real quick. Those are the torch keys. I don't want to get rid of those. I definitely want to get rid of all the non-fine stuff. Do I want to start getting rid of the fine stuff in favor of just holding on to these? This is a thrown attack, isn't it? It's a dagger, that's right. I mean, I don't think any of us have anything that's like worse than these. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop them. For the money. I'll hold on to the light armor. Or do I even really need the light armor anymore? Now that I think about it, I mean, I think I've got my party kind of set. Yeah, let's just drop everything. I'm going to hold on to all that, and the trinkets, and those. But I will dump all of this. Make some money. Good lord. 3 platinum? Is that what it is? Iron. Iron, bronze, and copper. Okay. And then I would like to go back to my spire, if possible. What I'd like to do is I'd like to go up to the Lethian's Crossing Spire. Maybe it'll be faster to go this. Nah, let's try it this way. I'd like to go up to the Lethian's Crossing Spire, rest there, and then teleport over to my other spire, see if there's anything else I want to do over there, and then go to Cacophony. A dog. What's up, puppers? I don't know if resting at your spire costs camping supplies. That'll be interesting to find out. Up to here. Resting here is going to give me a bonus to armor, parry, and disengage, I believe. Does still cost camping supplies, it looks like. Oh, hold on. Something else to loot. Why didn't you tell me? A superior sword. Sweet. Possibly I should be just using a one-handed sword instead of the spear I'm using. And also I can go back to Deserter's March for a quest, but I'm going to hold on to that for now. Let's go to the Mountain Spire. This will be an instant teleport. I don't know if there's anything I can do here. I guess I could train. Probably be a good idea. Didn't I have a dude that I wanted to train with? Two-handed weapons, thrown weapons. You're fine. I could train you in two-handed weapons. Are you seriously at 0? Oh, because you technically you count two-handed weapons as one-handed weapons. That's why.
Yes.
So, and then off to Cacophony. Go talk to the voices. I assume open up that last quest to go deal with the disfavored people, or possibly just trigger the start of Act 3. Who knows? Although that would be like a weird end to Act 2. Like claiming the Spire is a big deal, but like Raytamon didn't really feel like an act boss, you know? Possibly it'll be us turning on the voices at the end of Act 2, or like the trial at the end of Act 2. We'll see. I could see like the trial being at the end of Act 2. What's this? A missive. On the subject of the spires. Dear Snickenhoff, your summation is most fascinating. Thank you for sharing. You are certainly not the first person to proclaim an edict. Many of us have been used to complete the casting of the Overlord's magic, and you aren't the first to break an edict, though that list of names is a smaller, more exclusive list. What's curious, though, living in recorded memory make no mention of someone who proclaimed and shattered the same edict. In that regard, you are an anomaly. The bad news is, the Archons know this and will be suspicious of this distinction. Along with this parchment, I have included the contact information of the Honorable Fatebinder Myothis, an old peer of mine and perhaps the most knowledgeable in the court on matters not taught to us by Tunon. Treat her with respect and she will not betray your confidence. Best of luck, Snickenhoff. And I think things are about to get even stranger for you. What's up, bruh? Death surrounds us, but it would be useless to avoid inevitability. That is the lesson. That is a lesson Grave Ash and his fast-clotting army will never understand as they scramble to avoid the grave. Welcome back, Fatebinder. What do you need to know? We're dizzy with answers. Your success at Lethian's Crossing was a work of brilliance. The forge-bound master is at our hands, and the secret of her craft within reach. Soon our howling masses will shirk their bronze sticks and take up unforgiving iron. And with that zealot Raytamon in our hands, the Brotherhood mercenaries are all but delivered on a bronze platter. Your work in Lethian's Crossing has made us strong. We can feel it. Soon enough, every corner of the tiers will be draped in red. Another matter has come to our attention, which will speed the process to the only inevitable end. What has become of Zendaya? A talent without equal. Her craft, her expertise, her professionalism, any single one of her regal qualities could win us this war. With her on our side, we are unstoppable. Then why is she on a spike? We can't fathom your reading, Fatebinder. Of what spike do you speak? Why will we ever? Oh, you mean that spike. As sorrowful as it makes us, even as fire as brilliant as the Forge Masters must be extinguished in time. Her greatest work was behind her, but ours lies ahead. She will be missed, the dear promising thing. Tell me how she met her end. We engaged the Forge-bound Master in discourse for some time, learning what we could about the secret of iron in the most amiable terms. Even ever the artist, she grew withdrawn and taciturn. We were forced to adopt more aggressive measures to wrest the knowledge from her swirling matter. Through powers you can't understand, the voices of Nerat steals the minds and knowledge of his victims. You know this happened often during the campaign against the Tears. What he gains from this ability, beyond his apparent madness, is anyone's guess. You know better than anyone to ask about directly. To our greatest delight, she proved amenable to sharing herself with us, laying her every secret bare for scrutiny. We must take time to contemplate the secret of iron, but rest assured it is ours, and we are stronger for it. Forget I asked. Time has come to handle matters in our home region. As you no doubt noticed, the Edict of Stone has wreaked havoc on these once fertile lands. Our Scarlet Chorus recruits return from the war hungry for provisions. We have none to offer while the lands are thus blighted. The Archon Cairn lies in the Stone Sea, clinging to life with both his petrified claws. If we would simply allow death to take him, the edict will be resolved and our troubles at an end. Kill the incompetent fossil however you can. He is flanked by adoring Earthshaker mages, but they should prove no challenge to the likes of you. Find our agent, Misery, in the ruined city of Halfgate. She will instruct you further. She has disappointed us to no end with her performance in the region so far. If you cannot squeeze some usefulness out of her, I'm afraid her time in our choir has come to an end. How is he able to endure it? Cairn is hardly the deadliest Archon ever to walk Taratus, but he is certainly one of the toughest. His refusal to die, even in the face of Kairos magic, is an impressive display of defiance, but an utterly futile one. and he clings to life by a mere thread, unable to move, unable to speak. Truly a sad state that only a traitor deserves. Killing him would be a true act of mercy, your good deed for the weak. I'll head deeper into the Stone Sea. Don't forget to bring us a souvenir of your travels. Cacophony has its charm, but we are always seeking outside amusements. Okay, so I think what happened was what's happening is he's taking these people into him, essentially. Karen's final song. So I didn't get the... other quest to go down to the south. So maybe I should... I assume I would have gotten the quest for Lethian's Crossing no matter what. So I wonder if I should have taken the... one to go down there first. I have a new ability, Extinguish. Strip all beneficial effects on a target within range. Okay. And a new missive. Oh. Quill in hand, you loom over a blank sheet of parchment. You have Binder Myothus contact information in hand and contemplate your opening words. Polite introduction. Dear Fatebinder Myothus, I write you at the urging of my peer and tutor, Fatebinder Rogalis. He has found himself bereft of answers, a rare condition for him, and suggested you may be the only source of answers I seek. If you will pardon the imposition, it would mean a great deal to learn what you know of the Kairos Edicts and the magic of the Spires. The Mountain Spire of the Tears has awoken to my presence, an event that occurred moments after I resolved an Edict of Kairos, so it's critical I learn just what has happened to me and what it all means. Thank you in advance for your consideration and wisdom. Send it. And then Tunon wants to start the status report. Fatebinder, you are to report to the Bastard City at once. Be prompt lest I mistake your tardiness for reluctance. Send a confirmation. And I will go straight to him. Alright, so we're not going out to the Stone Sea quite yet. We are going to Tunon. There's Halfgate. 5 days. There's another spire there, another spire there. Where's the 5th spire? There's one other spire somewhere. Alright. Missives. Do you remember your trading under Blood and Mark? This is Fatebinder Myothus. I remember mine. Funny to think that you and I are about a century apart, but to Blade and Mark we are all children. I'm now the oldest of the court's children I've seen much in my time. It's probably for the best everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I were scrutinized too closely, I'm sure Tunon would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Part of why I am where I am is I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite. In some regards, this is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honor of proclaiming Kairos' edicts twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to be placed on a stage for all to see. Kairos' most powerful weapon is not the edict. It's her. Oh, I didn't know Kairos was a her. Her ability to hand us rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nested in your request. What is it you wish to know most? Focus your inquiry, and I will answer the best I can. I want to know about the spires. Dear Myothus, it seems wise to know one's own domain, and seeing as I'm now the master of the Mountain Spire, I ought to learn all that I can. If you would share with me what you know of the spires, I would be in your debt. I'll start with what I know and have observed so far. The Mountain Spire seems to awaken at about the same instant that Kairos' edict of execution was put to rest. There was a burst of arcane energy that drowned out my senses, and I awoke at the summit of the spire in what seemed to be just a few heartbeats of time. Atop the spire is an old sculpture of sorts, and it seems to be the core of the spire's mystic energy. I've been seeing visions and receiving sensations from the sculpture. It seems odd to describe it as talking to me, but that seems the closest analogy. Am I the first to report such things? Are there other spires elsewhere in the world? There are other spires elsewhere in the world, correct? Send it. SAS report. Excellent. We await your return. Speaking of, honey, I'm home. to tune on. Okay, maybe I go stand before him over here, it looks like. You return to summon despite the weight of responsibility on your shoulders. The court appreciates your devotion to our good work. It should come as no surprise that your activities are closely monitored. As an extension of Kairos law on the frontier, your progress is a topic of some interest. Tunon pauses to regard you with an intense stare. I sent you on a mission to bring order to the chaos of the Civil War. Not enough time has passed for me to expect any significant progress, but I'm curious about your findings all the same. I want to make sure your time outside the court's shadow is being used effectively. The Scarlet Chorus sing of your name across the tiers. You must have taken some brutal measures to earn their interest. No small feat. No matter what terrors you inflict on this fallen realm, I hope you will continue to observe the voices of Narat. If he has sowed chaos in this campaign, the court would know about it. Happy to be an asset to Kairos and pull chaos out by the root. That is all the court has ever demanded on you. You will do well to recall your duties with such exacting precision. You have spent some time on your own recognizance. The efforts of our military and the challenges they face should be no mystery to you. Tell me, are you any closer to determining which of the Archons is at fault for the troubles of this campaign? I definitely have a ton of stuff on the voices of Narat. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to say they're both at fault. And I kind of want to turn on the chorus now, even after all I've done. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to a conclusion here. Interesting. On what grounds do you make this claim? This one's probably the best one. Because, like, this one I had a hand in doing. This one I had a hand in. This one I didn't. Using my subterfuge wouldn't be terrible either. But yeah, this is like straight treason. The adjudicator weighs your statement with interest. The space between the eyes of his mask narrows, though the change is too gradual for you to follow. Material evidence is hollowed by the court. I respect your diligence in collecting it, Fatebinder. You bring hope to my ambitions of bringing order to this divisive campaign. Be sure you remember this and any other evidence you identify when you are called upon to present your findings in a more formal manner. I look forward to receiving your full report. I will summon you again at the appropriate time. There is nothing further. You're dismissed. Okay, yeah. Alright. Gain more favor with Tunon. Where's the favor screen? This one? Yes. Tunon. No actual skills to be gained here. I wonder if these are the 4 Archons you have to kill. I mean, I assume these are 3, but the achievement shows like 4 Archons you have to kill, or there's like 4 pictures on the icon. It doesn't actually say 4 specifically. So I wonder if Blade and Mark is the 4th one that you have to kill. That makes sense. Although Cairn is the Archon of Stone, so killing him would count as killing an Archon, I would think. Who knows? All right, let's get out of here though. Head out to the Stone Sea. Back to where I came. So yeah, where's the 5th spire? I don't see. Oh, that's all the way down here in the south. Okay.
This is despicable. Look at all the destruction wrought here on a whim. Kairos will pay for what the edict did to Cairn, and how it ruined Halfgate.
Interesting. She is.
Even give Cairn a reasonably swift end, but I'm sure that's intended.
Kairos would turn on a trusted aid if it provided a tactical advantage. Anyone who places their trust in the hands of a monster is asking for betrayal. Cairn was a fool, but he did not deserve what happened to him.
So she is kind of anti-Kairos, even though she's an Archon. Interesting to note. Tangled Limb. Scarlet Chorus, ready your blades. Today we bathe in blood and victory. The disfavored lurk and creep in the shadows of tall rocks. They don't think we see them, but we're going to grind them into dust. We'll cleanse the disfavored from these lands, our lands, and we'll burn them with scarlet blood before the morrow. Ah, Fatebinder, welcome to Halfgate. Can't stay to speak. There's war to be waged, unless, of course, you're interested in joining us. What are you talking about? Come now, come now. Are you saying we don't look at Fatebinder? Clearly, we're a brave and noble war party. We're headed to Jagged Maw to crack a few skulls. Luckily for us, a group of disfavored have holed up in the shrine. It's past due we properly welcome them into a quick death. To be honest, I'm just excited to rip a few throats out. A shrine in Azure? Jagged Maw Shrine is sacred land to the local beast tribe due to the site's particular crystal formations. I, however, have my eyes on a more alluring trophy, one of forged flesh and blood in the screens of my enemies. You'll need me to avoid unnecessary casualties. Good on you, Fatebinder. Good on you. Well, as much as I enjoy conversing with you, I have to set off. My war party's getting antsy. I'll be looking forward to spilling blood with you soon, Fatebinder. Alright, if there's a shrine up there, I definitely want to go to it. Some water. Aleros. Watch your step, Fatebinder. The stone sea is rather a steep drop from Halfgate's edge. Wouldn't want you to slip off now. Who are you? Stone Sea villagers. What can a poor trader do for you? You're just a merchant for the most part, so I'll leave you alone. Okay, she doesn't have anything useful to say. Grayson. Ah, welcome, traveler. I've seen so many new faces recently, it's getting hard to keep track of all you. It seems every other day we've got new scavengers or artifact hunters or just completely odd folks coming through these parts. Almost unsettling, if you ask me. His eyes linger on Kills and Shadow for a moment, and he sniffs, his face taking a sour look. And if it isn't one type, it's another. He looks back at you and smiles a gun, although it doesn't quite reach his eyes. What is other type? Stronger than pathetic human type? She scratches her scarred, hairy teat and begins to show Grayson her fangs. Well, aren't you just pleased with yourself? Killsy, making a joke at a human's expense? You should stay on your toes, Grayson. You're letting a beast get the better of you. Is there anything I can do for you? Any information you need about the area? I'll get lore later. Loot all the boxes, get some fish. I may miss important bits of information. I may miss people who are attacking me. I may miss my own allies sitting there and not doing anything in battle. But dang it, I do not miss a box. You can have my word on that. Marissa, Rancor. Who am I supposed to talk to over here? Karen's final song. Speak with Misery. And also I have a missive. Subject of the spires. Dear Sniggenhoff, you are correct. There are spires all across Taratas. The exact distinction of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation, but two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls. Your mountain spire is a notable exception. And nearly every culture that predated Kairos has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. I believe the Tiersmen cite the Older Realms as their local name for the spire's old walls architects. But nobody knows for sure, and of course, where Kairos has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spires simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as an arcane lodestone. There's a constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seem to spin and churn this magic. Creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Second, and I'd say most tellingly, Kairos has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no laws against the spires. You can infer from this that means Kairos has no issue with lay folks messing around the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you could think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kairos forbids the hallways that lead to the spires, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young Fatebinder, I had once to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kairos around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was the most reverent and loving tribute I've ever seen. At one point, the man claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in -50. He had merely muttered those words, and my senior binder swung the axe then and there. Being the new girl at court, I said nothing, but I have long wondered why such a comment would require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Interesting. Inquire about edicts. Send the missive. So I'm looking for Misery. That's Sarah. Misery is up here. Well, well, well. Must be my lucky day. The Crimson Spear cocks her helm, hidden face to the side, studying you with curiosity. The name is Misery. You do well to remember it, Fatebinder, as this little town belongs to me. And by little, I mean what's left of it after your friend had her way with the place. She lets out a harsh, big, barking laugh. Not that I'm complaining. Pure destruction really gets my blood going. But enough about that. Let's get to the point. What do you want? Yeah, let's just go with that. Does he now? She cocks her head to one side, whole body primed and ready for a fight near instantly as she eases into a battle stance. Spear drawn faster than the blink of an eye. She holds her stance, voice violence barely contained. She waits for your cue on how the exchange is going to progress. Going to say the Voices wants a word with me in his tent, are you? Of course I'm going to use the pit fighter thing. Back down or lose that spear fighting arm. Your choice. You may be the Voice's pet Fatebinder, but you're not the big boss in these parts. If you've come to help, then help. But don't forget this is my racket. She drops her spear into the sheath on her back and crosses her arms as wary as she regards you. I've had my gangs combing the sea for more than 4 spans now without sleep. We're close to finding that moaning muck pile. Where does the intel point us? Word from the locals says Cairn was headed for a spire when he crumbled. We've already checked the one at Gulf Glow. So it's got to be the place that the beastmen call Howling Rock. Only it isn't so easy to keep an eye on the sky, marching straight in ahead. Got a few hundred chasms and double a dozen disfavored separating Halfgate from Howling Rock. I presume the beastmen have refused. Right on the mark you are. They've been less than welcoming ever since we hunted a herd of them during the fall of Azure. We've had to stoop to less than upstanding methods. Once I've sent my right-hand man, Octave, with a slew of furies to recruit or kill the Stone Stalkers at the heart of their den in Stone Down. They know where Cairn is, so I'm saying they'll either help us or they'll get out of the damn way permanently. Go and join him, if only to make sure he doesn't swive this up for me. Sure. I do so I aim to please. I like you, Fatebinder. Got another achievement. But screw me on this, and I'll make sure the Voices eat you whole. You're welcome to try, Hag, but I guarantee you'll regret it. I don't see any more excuse to walk every one of you off a cliff. I can put a hole in your throat faster than you could squeak. Sure, it might kill me, but it sure as shit would kill you. Do not threaten, little songbird. Kills and shadows, awesome. Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave. Alright. Travel to Stone Down, and I am up to here with the Scarlet Chorus, so I can use Visage of Terror now to immobilize and terrify enemies within a cone.
Yes.
Cool. Let's head out. Stone Down Gorge. Let's go. Is that where I wanted to go? Jagged Moss Shrine was the other one. I do want to go there as well because it's a shrine. Although from where it was at, I guess the shrine is different from the spire, which I know a shrine is not a spire, but I just assumed the shrine would be at the base of the spire, I guess.
Yes.
Looks like I was wrong from what it looked like on the map. New missive. Salutations, Stingenhoff. It is difficult to separate fact from superstition when it comes to edicts, as it seems only Kairos knows how it all works. The rest of us are left to live in fear and ponder it all. Kairos edicts are a sort of magic above and beyond even the Archons. I dare say the edicts are stronger than Kairos, as there's no evidence Kairos can willingly stop an edict once set into motion, which is in part why Kairos edicts seem to have an until or unless clause in the wording. I know the edict, as powerful as it is, requires a human voice to complete the casting. Thus, the Overlord has people like you proclaim edicts far from the Imperial throne. The magic is Kairos magic, but the human voice is the final carrier or trigger to complete the magic phenomenon. And here's what's most fascinating. As far as you're concerned, there have been dozens of mortal agents who have been made to proclaim edicts. 2/3 of them die within a decade, and many gave reports of lingering mystic scars from the ordeal. There have also been a handful to resolve or break an edict. These until and unless clauses get fulfilled from time to time. We see a similar pattern in history. Those who resolve an edict often live short lives, and many speak of arcane side effects of the shattered edicts. Here's where you're unique. To the best of my fact-finding, you were the first to proclaim and break the exact same edict. Whatever mystical power is involved of creation and destruction of some of the magics, you're the first to stand at the terminus of both. Now I know that the spires can be. Now that I know the spires can be awoken, it makes sense that if anything can or would wake them from slumber, a shattered edict seems the likely culprit. Kairos has other edicts in place throughout the tiers. If you truly wish to learn more, maybe you should take it upon yourself to shatter those edicts. After all, if Kairos did not wish for the edicts to be broken, why include a termination clause? Solicit her advice. I appreciate the information. Thank you for sharing. Knowing what you know of my situation, what would you do? And that is where we're going to go ahead and call it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching me. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. When do you think I should turn on the Scarlet Chorus? Obviously, my thought is I'm going to do it at the trial. Because it seems to me there's going to be like a trial where we all come together and tune on Proclaim's Judgment, and that's when I turn on the chorus. But maybe I'll have to do it earlier than that. Maybe if I wait too long, it won't work out the way I want it to. Who knows? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.